Hey, what's going on, guys? Before we get into the unboxing of this guy today, just wanted to let you know that this kit was provided to me by Armor of God. They're an online store in England. Joey, the owner of the store, got in touch with me and wanted to know if I would help get the word out about his site. He seems like a really cool guy, and the site looks really cool. I'll show you what the site looks like now. They don't have a whole lot of selection going quite yet, but as you can see, they have a few different kits on here. They've got this particular kit that we're going to be looking at today for £52. Seems very reasonable for anyone living outside of Japan. To have it anywhere close to the yen price for it is pretty good. So you can see the other things like the HD Barbatos Lupus there is like 13 quid. So the prices seem really good. So if you guys are living in the UK and looking for a good online site to order from, this seems like a really good alternative for you guys. So check it out if you're interested. The link will be down below in the description. And again, thank you to Joey at Armor of God for sending me this kit to check out and share with you guys. So let's get on with the unboxing. So this kit, of course, here is the Master Grade Geara Doga. This kit is not new by any means. It came out in 2013, so it's a little bit older now, but it's a kit, of course, that I've always wanted to check out. I love Master Grade kits, especially UC Master Grade kits, and of course, it's a really super cool design. Just never really got a chance to get around to getting one, so this is a really great opportunity for me to check out this kit that I've been interested in for a while. So let's get into it. Really cool box art here on the front. Obviously, the Geara Doga just kind of doing his thing there with the grenade missiles over there, Panzerfaust shooting out of his shield. And then, we're not a really big fan of the beam rifle for this guy, really, to be honest, but we'll get all into that here soon enough. I think there's been one or two different P. Bandai versions of this. I know there's the Blue Resin Snyder version. I think there's a full frontal version as well, right, if I remember correctly. Was really on the fence about getting the full frontal version, but ended up not. But maybe, I don't know, if I really end up liking this, maybe I'll have to hunt one of those down. But going around here on the side of the box, just kind of the same thing that's there on the front, of course. Actually, going back here to the front for just a moment, it's really cool that you can also see the new Gundam and the Sazabi fighting there in the background, which is pretty interesting. Here on the side, just a front view and rear view, what the kit is going to look like. Just a standing pose there, painted up and all detailed, looking very nice. We've got some clips there from Char's counterattack, and then over here you can see more details about the frame. The frame on it looks really nice. Those rubber hoses I'm a little bit worried about, those yellow rubber hoses. I know that the mold lines on them are not very nice, but anyway, we'll see how it goes anyway. We've got the figure, we've got the cockpit, we've got the side skirt armor, we've got some different number markings on this, has some markings included. Are those water slide decals? I think not. I think those are just marking decals. I don't think this comes with water slides, but here's a look at the weapons. So you actually have two different options for the rifle. That's nice. You have the Beam Axe, the Beam Saber. Those are also really nice looking. The Panzerfaust and the shield, of course, for all of his weapons. A little bit about the action pose here and some gimmicks. Of course, you can move the mono eye, you can move the knee, the ankle. It looks really cool underneath the feet as well. The little thruster belts there in yellow. It's a nice little highlight. Shoulder articulation, joint, shield joint in there. Of course, all this cool stuff that you can make. You can put an LED in this, actually, so I'm pretty sure there's no LED included. I'll have to dig out one that I have, and we'll test that out. But there you go, there's what the kit is going to look like just straight out of the box without any paint or anything on it, and even still, it does look pretty nice. List price for this guy is around 4,800 yen, so again, as it was online on Armor of God there at £52, it's really not too bad. But as we get into this, this is also a pretty big mobile suit as well, so with it being anything from that era, like Char's counterattack to Unicorn, there was a lot of really big mobile suits coming out at that time, so this is going to be a pretty big boy. So there are those yellow parts, and at first glance, oh yeah, you can definitely see the mold lines on some of those parts, but we'll see how they look on the kit, of course. If we dig down here through all of the mess of runners, we can get down into our manual here. So here's the front of the manual. We don't see Master Grade manuals like this anymore, but there you go. You got the little line art there of the side profile of the head and the torso. On the back, just have a nice big reference image here of the painted kit, looking very nice. Let's flip into the center pages here first. Diversionary tactic, there, axis shock. There's some information there, all in Japanese. This is before the days of having any English in the manuals. Painting guide here, as well as the painting guide for the figure, again, all in Japanese. And then down here, just about the Master Grade line of stuff from Char's counterattack before the Sazabi Verka came out. So there's just the old Sazabi, the Rijazi, the old New Gundam, and the New Gundam Verka. So this is kind of between the New Gundam Verka and the Sazabi Verka that this kit ended up coming out. And then just all the detailed kind of stuff that we saw on the outside of the box, but just kind of recapped here in the manual as well. Let's get back to the first page. There's a lot more detail here. Again, it's all in Japanese, though. I'm sure it's all the same kind of stuff that you can read on the wiki page if you're interested in learning more about the kind of history and things details about the Geara Doga as a mobile suit. But here's our parts list. Going to be using pretty much everything on here except for a few of the polycaps, it looks like. It's kind of as you would expect. So it just goes on through the construction. I won't go through this in too much detail, but it's body, head, arms, and then onto the legs, and the waist, and finally the backpack and the weapons here, and then just like how to open the cockpit and how to build the hands, and then all that kind of stuff. And then on the very last page, you got the guide for where to put the sticker markings and stuff on it. So let's get a look at the runners. So first up here is the foil stickers for this kit. As you can see, it's just a few pink ones there for some different cameras, and that is it. And then we've got our sticker decals. This is basically just a bunch of different caution markings, as well as the pink little circle there for the mono eye. And then we've got some dry transfers. So we got dry transfers for the numbers there, the Neo Zeon logo, and then the Neo Zeon like text to put it on a few different places on the kit. So if you like dry transfers, there you go. Those are looking pretty nice. Of course, I don't particularly like them. I prefer my water slides myself. PCE 200 for our polycaps for the kit. Here we got runner A. It's a 4-color runner. We've got a couple of plain clear parts up there in the corner, some red parts over here basically for the ends of the Panzerfaust, some clear yellow parts here for the beam effect parts, which look very nice, and then some just kind of medium gray parts there for a few different inner frame bits and things like that. And as far as I know, all these runners are going to be specific for the Geara Doga. If there's anything that's not specific for this kit, I'll let you guys know. Here we got runner B getting into our main kind of dark green color for the armor parts. They got parts on there for the head, as well as our seated and standing pilot figures. And then runner C1 is going to be the remainder of our main green color armor parts, as well as runner C2 here for some parts there for the arms and legs, knees, things like that. And then runner D1 going to be the darker green color. It's very dark green, like almost black for this. It's very dark, darker than I really expected. But then we have runner D2 as well for a copy of this section of the runner down here. Again, just for our secondary color for the main armor. And from there, we're getting on to the inner frame here for runner E. It's just kind of a standard gray color. A lot of really nice detail on there, though. So if you're the kind of person who likes detailed inner frames, this should be a pretty nice one for you. We've got 2 of this E runner. We've got F1 here for some more frame parts, and our hand parts are on here as well. Then we've got runner F2 for a copy of this part of the runner up here. And then runner G has a few more frame parts on there, parts for the back of the shield, and then some weapons parts on here as well. And finally runner H for the last of our parts here for the inner frame. Again, really nice detail as you can see on there. Runner I is our little detail parts here, little vents and thruster bell things in this really nice orange-yellow color, and that's I1. And then we have runner I2, which is a copy of this section of the runner minus the 2 little vents there. And finally, last, and in this case, probably least as well, runner J is in this kind of mustard yellow color. I'm totally fine with the color. The color is fine. We've got 2 of this J runner, but again, it's soft rubber, so not going to be easy to paint. And you can see on there that mold line is what I'm worried about, because you obviously can't really sand this at all because it's soft rubber. So you're going to have that mold line on there, unfortunately. Hopefully it's not all that visible. I don't think it's going to be that noticeable on the finished kit. We'll see in the review. Otherwise, I'm going to look into some different alternatives for this as to not using these. Maybe you just use some metal springs or something instead. So there we have it for the Master Grade Geara Doga. Again, it looks like it's going to be an awesome kit. There's a lot of plastic in there as it's such a very big kit. And it looks like it's going to be one of those master grades where you really feel like you're getting your money's worth for it, so that should be pretty nice. Some cool weapon options, some nice articulation, and a whole lot of plastic and a good size for that. I think this is going to be a really nice kit. I've got high hopes. We'll just have to see how it ends up coming out in the review, so I'll have that coming up for you guys next. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to Armor of God for supplying me with this kit. Check the link to their site down below, guys, for those of you who are living in the UK and you like to shop online there and support local businesses. Check the link to their site in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the review. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.